this one really makes me upset right here. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this right here from Scott Gustin. This published yesterday, August 20th, 2025. Very early in the morning, by the way, for, well, at least the West Coast, because this is a West Coast story, but this definitely affects how you might be visiting this Disneyland resort. Starting January 5th, all guests staying at a Disneyland resort will receive one complimentary Lightning Lane entry for a multi-pass attraction of their choice. Also new, beginning January 5th, Disneyland Resort will end the early theme park entry program. The one Lightning Lane entry will be available to each guest on the reservation with valid park admission and a park reservation. Limit one per guest per stay. I want to go ahead and clarify that. DVC reservations do qualify. Good Neighbor Hotel bookings do not qualify. Disneyland officials said that the early theme park entry benefit was not widely used, from prompting the shift to the Lightning Lane entry benefit beginning January 5th. This is so repugnant of the company to actually do this. You know, in fact, we have a clip for this, I do believe. Here we go.
You didn't. Well, of all the cheap, lousy ways to save a buck.
It is absolutely awful what they are doing here. I have more extended thoughts on this, but I will go ahead and let the panel give their thoughts on what is going on with early entry for the Disneyland Resort.
So they made one fast pass the perk for staying at a hotel.
Yep.
One. And here's the thing, Jonas. I like how you actually used the script here, one fast pass, because this isn't like an individual Lightning Lane that's good for like Rise of Resistance or Radiator Springs Racers, for example, nor is it a multi-pass Lightning Lane in which you get a whole roster of attractions. Oh, no. Scott Gustin was very clear in how that was worded. This is a single Lightning Lane entry in what is otherwise provided in a multi-Lightning Lane pass. Okay? You're only getting one of those, and that's for the entire stay.
That's ridiculous. Wait. It's not even per day?
No, it's not per day. It's for the entire visit. And see, this is very interesting, Jonas, and this is why I'm very upset, because I thought like you. I was like, okay, well, they're giving one Lightning Lane entry per day of your stay. Oh, no. Whether you visit for 3 days, 5 days, 6 days, it doesn't matter. What Scott Gustin is saying is it's only valid for a multi-pass Lightning Lane attraction and would be good for your choice of any of those attractions at any point during your stay. It's only one.
Is this, and I'm assuming also this is according to the selections that are available on those days. So you wouldn't necessarily even be able to say, well, it's definitely going to be this attraction right here, the one that I want to ride. I'm going to guarantee that I get into that one. It's still only limited to whatever they happen to be sending you that day, as opposed to an early entry, meaning you get essentially you get a head start on everyone else who's not staying in a hotel that day.
Correct. And the amount of attractions that were actually provided for early entry are as follows here. I think this is very poignant to the story as well. You can see one of them on screen right now, that being the teacups, or Matt Tea Party, I believe is the...
I think it's Mad Hatter's Tea Party, maybe?
Right. You can see right here, Alice in Wonderland, Astro Orbiter, Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters, Disneyland Monorail, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, King Arthur's Carousel, Mad Tea Party, Mr. Joe's Wild Ride, Peter Pan's Flight, Pinocchio's Daring Journey, Snow White's Enchanted Wish, Space Mountain, and Star Tours The Adventures Continue. That's all for Disneyland. And you have DCA's selections right here: Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, Incredicoaster, Little Mermaid, Aero's Ocean Street Adventure, Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, Monsters Inc., Mike and Sully to the Rescue, Soarin' Around the World, and Web Slingers, a Spider-Man Adventure. All those are available to you depending on the day that you were able to get early entry for, because previously, so back in the day, they gave you an entire hour, right? And this was pre-COVID. And it was a revolving theme park entry, right? So you can see right here, Disneyland Park, you got early entry on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and California Adventure, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. That's kind of how that worked, but it was 1 hour before. Then it became 30 minutes, but both parks were included. Then they went back to the alternative parks, and you can see that calendar listing right there. And then not only that, though, because you know what? It wasn't enough, Jonas. We weren't removing enough perks for the people spending at least $600 a night to stay at either the Pixar Place Hotel, Disneyland Hotel, or the Grand Californian. Oh, no. If you're staying at the Pixar Place Hotel, guess what? That new entrance that we crafted for you, so you can go ahead and just cut right into Pixar Pier in California Adventure, Yeah, that's going away too. That's closing January 5th. And again, they're citing the same reasons. Nobody was using it, so why go ahead and offer it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this saves them money in a much bigger way. Really, when it comes down to it, this is they don't want to have to staff the parks for an additional hour early in the morning. And offering a $10 fast pass that doesn't actually cost them $10. It's garnish. It's meaningless.
This is not why they're doing it, guys. Come on, wake up. They're doing it because it's a chance to make money. They're going to start selling these particular perks to people everywhere. This is an opportunity to sell more Lightning Lane. It's an opportunity to sell perhaps an extra early Magic entry. You guys you have to think like Disney, because you have to go to the extreme, evil that they are now and what their goal would be here. It's, hey, we offer this perk to people for free that are staying at our hotels. What if we could sell it to them just like a party? What if it was like a party? You could pay an extra ticket price to get into the park 2 hours early, like we used to do, or 3 hours early, or 3 hours late, or any of these things. What if we could sell this? What if we destroy the actual park going experience for somebody once more and sell it? You guys you got to think like these evil people. This is just another opportunity to sell something.
This is an introduction to the idea of Lightning Lane, so that on the next ride, if they still haven't bought it yet, but of course Lightning Lane might sell out, so you're going to want to go ahead and reserve your Lightning Lane today.
Exactly. Yeah, that and again, you guys got to remember, this extra time that they say nobody was using is a complete lie. Because let me tell you, I wasn't alone in the park for my Magic entry or my Magic stay late. I wasn't alone. There are other people taking full advantage of that. Right. I mean, think about all the perks they got rid of, pass holder perks and things like that along the way. Disney is not about adding value at all. It's about destroying value for guests. It's about offering the least to see if you'll still come and show up to their park and pay for things. Let's be honest.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, there was, I think, maybe not just prior to COVID, maybe a couple of years before that, there was really an emphasis on the guest experience at one point. And yes, the company was greedy, but as they would say internally, let's not be perceived as nakedly greedy. Let's go ahead and, provide that value.
Dude, the Emperor's got no clothes. Yeah, but the Emperor's got no clothes and hasn't for a long time. I mean, Iger's Disney is the most egregiously abandoning Walt and his principles. At a time, Eisner, everybody loved Eisner. Eisner was all about, park experiences or giving extra. The Disney difference. There's no Disney difference. Right. This is Disney Scrooge McDuck version. This is very bad.
This is endlessly frustrating that they do stuff like this. They remove perks. Oh, it wasn't heavily used. You know what? The perception that it was there was priceless. Why on earth would I spend at the very least $500 a day to stay at Pixar Place Hotel, which is awful accommodations, when I could stay at like the Westin next door or the many other the plethora of different hotel options on Harbor Boulevard and just walk in that way? Because guess what? Without early entry, that's essentially what you're getting. This Lightning Lane park, I saw a lot of people, they considered it, the valuation on it, $10. Again, you're spending $500 a night at least. Grand Californian, at least $700 a night to stay at Disneyland Resort. There really is no advantage to it if you don't provide early entry, because they've removed all the other perks and they've reduced early entry to a grave extent, because it used to be included in like multi-day passes. It used to be included in Good Neighbor hotels. They removed all those. Set it aside for resort hotel guests on property. Okay, that's fine. Now they're removing it entirely from there. Go ahead, Culture.
All right, because I want to ask Jonas a question, because he's smart-ish.
What?
You're smart-ish. Anyway, is Disney just trying to get back to the park entry of $100 plus an individual ride ticket price? Because I think that's their ultimate goal. Do you think you think I'm misled in my perception?
What do you think they're trying to get to that they're trying to get ticket prices to $100? Maybe I'm
no. I'm saying you get a park entry. It costs you $100, right, or whatever it is, depending on their surge bullshit. fantasticness. And then I kept it clean. I kept it clean.
Almost, yes.
But anyway,
they were, because it's like $70 right now for a locals ticket or something like that.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
I think they're more in that 160. I mean, obviously with the surges, they go up to 200. Actually, they're over 200 on some days.
They are
at Disneyland right now. I think that they want to try to outride inflation as much as they can. I don't see them pulling back right now because I don't think this company has the guts to try to say we're going to pin prices to a specific location and wait for inflation to catch up with that to make it a value proposition. They want to be seen as a premium theme park across the board. So I don't know. I think they might offer discounts. Maybe they'll try to get annual pass holders in there, but right now, the levers of the company don't seem to be pointed in any way at the value consumers, because they're the only thing they have right now, because they definitely didn't talk about attendance on that last earnings call. The only thing they have is per caps, so they're not going to let off on those per capita spending, meaning the amount that on average that people spend when they go in the park.
Right, but
that's the only thing they have right now.
Yeah, perhaps I wasn't clear. I said in addition to the park entry fee, they're charging individual ride tickets now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because they're going back to, you get everything for a single price.
The e-ticket.
Ticket books.
Some digital form of the
Yeah. So isn't that basically this is where we're initiating the idea of Lightning Lane is absolutely the ticket for the thing you want to go on. So you're going to pay. I believe they're going to get back to that format where you have A through E tickets. You're going to be paying ticket prices again, plus an exorbitant entry fee. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that their resort fees. You know how much they charge to park a car?
Is it 65 or something like that?
It's insane.
Oh, wait, never mind. I'm thinking of Universal. Universal is the only company that they're actually trying to be punitive to say do not park here with their like $65 parking fees.
Well, that's because they don't have enough parking, and that's on them for not like building parking garages, which they should have done from the very start.
To be fair, Disney didn't build parking garages either, at least at Disneyland, and that's been an issue.
Well, they needed that other garage they had designed the last time. As much as the Eisner garage gets criticized, it's still a very efficient and practical way to get people into two theme parks. So,
it's
it doesn't break. At the time, it didn't break sightlines. Now, because of the new Imagineering, we don't know yet how much that's going to be. You're going to be looking at the outside world. So
that's a very good point. I know there's a lot of chatter on sightlines, especially as it relates to another theme park company, but nobody ever remembers Disney and what's going on there. But I will say this: look, you have a total of 2,863 rooms on Disneyland Resort property. All of those no longer have the early entry perk, which is very sad. But if we are to assume that maybe half of all those guests were using a system like this, so it's like 1,500 or something like that. I know it depends on party size and everything else. Maybe that is the reason why nobody was using it. Maybe you could expand the program instead of actually getting rid of it and providing it for multi-day ticket options or good neighbor hotels like you used to before. No, we can't do that. We must get rid of it. But here's your little complimentary Lightning Lane. Don't spend it all in one place for that $600 day.
We've destroyed the Fast Pass system completely, and we're replacing it with the new ticket system. Get used to it.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.